Hey, everybody. Musha the Scribe, sending all light, love, and healing energy to all the celestial beings of the cosmos. I want to entitle this video here, The Great Deception. I want to tell y'all where all this research and the change of consciousness, actually started for me. And it is not a great story, you know? And I want to drop this video to bring awareness to the importance of doing research, the importance of tuning in with your higher self, because in this world we live in this realm right now, it is very easy to be deceived. Okay. And I'm telling you this from experience, and I'm about to get into it. Haven't really spoke on this yet. I've received, mad different comments from people saying, yeah, like, how'd you get started? And things along those lines. And the last time on my other channel when I did this video, that's when I ended up being censored and banned. And I was actually banned off of YouTube for like 2 years. Okay. Take notes. Is this some real ass shit? All right. So, as some of y'all know, I used to work in the actual music industry and the fashion industry, like heavy. All the Fashion Week events, I was there. Major record labels, the ones you hearing on the radio, you seeing on your TV and things. I was one of the cinematographers who did the camera work for all these cats, man, and for all the labels and things like that. I've seen a lot. Uh, I've had to do a lot, work wise. Shit that I didn't fully understand in the time being. I was younger and everything, but I always had that eye for detail, and people were abusing my creativity, for purposes I couldn't comprehend at the time. So just kicking it off, like, let's get into it. I got picked up out of nowhere. I used to do battle rap video and photography in the hood in Baltimore and shit like that, and it began to expand. And I started receiving invitations to start doing photography and cinematography for actual rappers like that were on the radio at the time and shit like that. So me being young, I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to turn this down. I'm all the way in there. So I'm going on tour with different musicians. I'm meeting different people. I'm meeting. Then at the same time, the fashion industry was contacting me as well. So I was kind of jumping back and forth between working with all these rappers and singers, and then working with these designers and everything. People who've been featured on magazines like Vogue and been to Paris and part of Met Gala and all that shit. And at the time, I wasn't even like super aware of what goes on with the fashion industry. They might be a little bit worse than the music industry, honestly. But getting right to it, they I started doing work for these major artists. They spreading the word. Now I'm bouncing around labels, doing work for mad different people behind the scenes and stuff. And they started asking, on different occasions, like, "Hey, are you religious, or what do you believe in?" and things like that. And I'm telling them, like, I'm not religious. I've never been religious, even from a child. Religion doesn't resonate with me well. So I'm just telling them, well, I have my beliefs on spirituality. I believe in the history of the universe and things like that. I'm a history buff, so I was keeping it simple. I'm into history of the races, of different beings, of the universe, spirituality. I believe in the higher self, higher forms of life, things of that nature. And what they ended up introducing me to was the Lima. And this is a spiritual system headed by a being named Aleister Crowley. Off the rip, when they introduced this system to me, everything sounded cool. Well, it's do what thou wilt, it shall be the whole of the law. Pretty much, you live your life, follow your will, and manifest things as long as it doesn't disturb another person's will. That was the breakdown they were trying to tell me, for real. And all these rap niggas and fashion people and shit are Thelemites. That's some real shit. I think they didn't expose a couple of them wearing this shit and stuff like that. But in the beginning, they don't tell you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Shit is made to seem like it's a perfect belief system. Oh, it's based off of Egyptian learnings and Sumerian works, and then you have your touch of galactic beings such as Iwas involved in there and things like that. And so at first it sounded good. I'm like, okay, I'm with the shit. Y'all can go ahead and label me as a Thelemite. That's fine. It has a lot of information I've been looking for, and it connects to a lot of history and things. With me being a history buff, I'm like, okay, y'all got answers to my questions. Y'all know how I am when I got questions, so I'm like, okay, this is decent. Then everything started to change. I could never. I was offered a position in the OTO, which is the Ordo Templar Orientis, the main lodge for the Limo or whatever. And, I kept turning it down. Could never, do it just because it didn't resonate with me well for some reason. And I kept trying to understand why. Like, okay, they have good history and things of that nature, and they seeming cool. Their lifestyle is lavish, all that shit. And but something was like, you can't do it. Like, just don't do that shit. And after time, I started to research deeper into things, and they even had me deceived with the cat Aleister Crowley for a long time. Well, he gets a bad rap, but he was the one who the information was given to, and so on and so forth. And we're just, pretty much cycling lost information on magic and will and intent and things like that or whatever. I'm telling you, when that word finesse, motherfuckers who finesse, these motherfuckers will finesse your ass, man. Uh, have you lost in the world without understanding? It was rough. So time goes on, most of the time they don't deal with people who will go and start researching shit. They like to deal with people who don't think, process, and who just will take their word and go with it. And I've never been like that. So off the rip, I'm asking questions, I'm researching shit, I'm checking shit out. My eyes are open, and now I'm starting to notice mad different shit, a whole lot. So getting back to it, after this happens or whatever, after they're comfortable with me and all the shit, even though I keep turning down, suggestions to join certain shit or whatever, I'm still getting work. They're still sending me out all over the place. I'm still doing all these rappers videos. I'm still doing the fashion world's photography and cinematography and all that type of shit. And then a lot of people be like, well, the music videos be subliminal and da 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 da. And yes, the fuck they do, man. I'll tell y'all from an instance. I was doing something for I won't even say the name because I really don't want to get banned again, for a big major rap label, for a fat dude with a beard. I'll say that much. And we're doing one of his videos. Shot the video. It was nice and clean. Nothing deviant in it or anything. They ain't fucking like that shit. They sent me an email, sent my boss an email and shit, and was like, look, if y'all don't do the scene of chucking this Molotov cocktail at this church and adding it to the video within this time period, we're not gonna pay y'all. Mind you, we did about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of production on this video for the past 3 months already. And me and the homies were like, fuck that shit. We're not about to do that. And I'm not Christian or anything like that. I just thought that it was awkward for what kind of song it was. We'll start turning. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm not doing it. I don't need the bread that much. I don't. A few weeks go by or whatever, one of the homies takes it upon himself to be like, man, look, you about to mess up shit, and we're gonna go ahead and do this. So they went ahead and did it. They did it, and the label ended up paying like instantly. They gave us excuses all the way up until that scene was shot for that video, paid us all that. After that, I was like, okay, I need to distance myself from y'all because I'm directly in here with y'all and seeing what's going on here. I've met a lot of people who ain't people in the music and fashion industry. Shit is extremely awkward. And then I know a lot of these people personally. And shit just started getting weird, man. Like whenever you can ask people questions and they're hesitant to answer, or they want to walk around the question with certain things and try to give you a storyline with it, it's some bullshit. And the last big project I did a really big project for one of these rappers who's in jail for like life right now. Exposed, one of the branches of the Supreme Court did everything like that, and they took that shit to heart and did not like it because they wanted me to follow a grid with the video and pretty much deceive the viewers into thinking something else. And I ended up flipping the whole video into showing how corrupt the Supreme Court system was. Got banned for 2 years like that, man. I ended up getting blacklisted. Nobody wanted to fucking work with me anymore. A whole lot of things like that. I did a documentary for Yanga, Mexico on Gasper Yanga, and was invited to Mexico and things, and had to cancel that trip because some industry people had found out, and that would have ended bad for me, you know. So ever since then, I haven't done anything industry wise or nothing. I do my own freelance shit and things of my choice and things like that. But that's what happened with that for real. So I pretty much had to stop dealing with all those people. I got super intense with my research after that and things because I do not like being deceived. And I almost fell for the great deception, you know, the Lima and related works are straight up elite branches. All right. And even to this day, I still receive mail and messages and invites to shit, award ceremonies, shit overseas, and all that. And I just act like I'm not here anymore, you know, because that's how you got to rock for real. Got to protect yourself once you know what's up. Because if I know what's up, they know what's up. And I ain't dumb. Like, you know, I'm not about to walk into no trap or walk into no bullshit. I'm not delusional or anything like that, you know. But man, yeah, I just thought I'd share that with y'all. Sorry the video was so long, but I tried to cram as much as I could in there. And I might do another one getting deeper into some of the people I've met, some of the shit I done seen in there and things like that. But I just made sure I never joined up with anybody. I asked too many questions for their liking. You know, they want a motherfucker pretty much who's going to shut the fuck up and listen to what they saying. And I'm like, yo, I can't, that's not this. The same thing that attracted y'all to me to try to get me to join up with this shit is the same thing that's telling me fuck y'all. You feel me? And yeah, that's why I've always been spammed, censored, blocked, blackmailed, fucking blacklisted, you name it. I done already been there and done that on that level to where these are the motherfuckers we be talking about. That's why when I dropped that roll bounce video, I spoke with my man Vaughn Mason so highly because he was one of the people that was like, yo, these industry motherfuckers don't want nothing from you but your money and your soul, bro. And, you know, watch what you doing. And RFG Chosen One, that's why I keep him in such high regard because at the time I was contacting him back and forth, you know, with information and he had information and stuff. And I had mentioned to him like, yeah, shit, I'm on this thelemic wave right now, learning and stuff, and da 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 da. And he was like, nah, bro, they deceiving you, you know. Look deeper into that shit, and I did, and the shit. He ended up being right. Vaughn ended up being right. Rest in peace to him. And I had to change everything for real. If I'd have stayed rocking with him, y'all would probably see me on your TV all over the place now with these motherfuckers, yo. Real shit. And it's just I can't get jiggy. And you know, people who don't know anything about this stuff, like people I grew up with and stuff, always be asking like, what happened? Why didn't you keep going with the shit and all that? And everything we talk about here on this channel is why. A lot of that shit goes up against everything I stand for and believe in as a being. Everything ain't all about money and fame and all that type of shit, man. Some shit you just you know ain't right for real. And that shit wasn't right. And it wasn't right. It wasn't sitting right with my heart or my soul. So I had to get up out of there, you know? And yeah. I might do depending how this one goes because I don't even know how long this video will probably stay up for real. I tried not to use certain names and actual locations and stuff. I might do some more mini videos relating to this topic at another time. But yeah, that's the truth. That's some real shit for real. Topic I haven't spoke on. Not a topic that I really don't like speaking on, but at the same time, eh, you know. But yeah, y'all, that's the story for real. that's a little bit more of my background and how I got a lot of the original information, which I started out with and everything. Uh, that was fragmented, fragmented information. And then I had to go out myself and see where they were stealing it from and see what the truth was. So sending all light, love, and healing energy to the celestial beings of the cosmos. Mad love.